Dear friends, so this is Gowrish Aradhya. Welcome to my Astro channel, Shri Guru Tattva. Friends, today my discussion topic is about the Kundali, Dosha and the Parihara. That is the as per our birth chart. Okay, the Dosha as per our birth chart and the pertinent remedy, means the related remedy. So this is the topic of discussion for the today. Okay, so here I will be discussing more about the Dosha. Why actually the dosha appears? Okay, what are the reasons? So behind the dosha to be appear in our the birth chart and how it can impact. That is with respect to the what are the problems that can be faced and also the related remedy I will be discussing. Okay, what are the types of remedy? Okay, so that is the actual the the information that will be discussed in this the whole sessions. Okay. So here, friends, dosha. What do you mean by dosha? A dosha is nothing but because that can be created with respect to the nakshatra or even with respect to the graha, that is the stars and the planets. Okay. So the dosha will result. It gives a unfavorable effects. Okay. See, because of the dosha, we will be facing the lots of issues or the problems we will be facing. Okay. What can be the reason? See, the reason is behind that is because of the one is because of the nakshatra or maybe for the because of the graha. Okay, so what we call the stars are the planets. Okay. Friends, what happens with respect to nakshatra? Okay, because as per the Panchanga, okay, the Titi, Vara, Nakshatra, Yoga, and the Karna, okay, altogether even that also forms the dosha. But actually, when we discussing or when we think about the dosha, the more we will be giving the more weightage to the nakshatra and as well as the graha. Okay, even in with the Panchanga also, because sometimes think that if a person born in Amavasa Tithi, okay, that is in the day of Amavasa, even that is also forming a dosha. But actually, even we consider those, but the more importance will be given for the nakshatra, okay, and also for the related graha, okay. Then here the more what actually the thing is, because of this dosha, we will be facing the effects, right? And what may be the remedy? Here, with respect to the remedy, what happens is there are I have classified in a two forms. That is, one is the generic and another is the specific. What do you mean by generic and what be the specific? Okay, this I will be explaining through a with the example. So I will be giving a practical experience, to give a what I made is I am giving a very good example. See, this is a nasal drop, okay, and this is also a nasal drop. Okay, what is the difference between? Because see, if you have any facing like an issue with respect to for your breathing, okay, so this is also the same medicine and this is also the same medicine for the nasal drop. But actually, this is a general medicine, okay, where if you are facing any respiratory issues or breathing issue, if you are not in the position to breathe easily, then you can use this condition. When you will be using it, this is because if you are facing any nasal issues with respect to cold, okay, normal, okay, this is a general, but here this is also nasal spray, but this is because of if you are facing the issue or respiratory issues related to asthma, okay, means both are nasal issues or maybe the issues related to the respiratory, but the reasons behind is very much different. Okay, see, here it is a generic. It happens because with many of the remedy, what we do is we go with a generic parihara. So that is where actually we will be not getting the result, okay, as per our wish. That is where actually we fail while making the parihara. We go with a generic, okay. If what do you mean by specific means, that is as per your birth chart, means going through a birth chart, because most of the time what happens is people they will be not going consulting the the because they are not going to consult the actual astrologer or maybe the person who will be knowing about the things. Okay, what they do, they will go through a book, okay, or they will watch a maybe the TV programs or in the social media. They will collect the information and they will go with a self medication. There, while having the self medication, definitely they will face issues because while they will be not getting the actual desired result. Okay, here why the dosha will be how the dosha will be formed. Okay, see, dosha will be formed with respect to the placement. Okay, so the dosha can be formed with respect to the placement of a planet aspect, because there may be a drishti, we say a drishti, okay, and also because this is called as a conjunction or yuti, we say, because if a planet, okay, if it's with any other planet or malefic planet, okay, then also a dosha can be formed, because there are many doshas, like, the most commonly what we go through is pitru dosha, kuja dosha, or maybe sarpa dosha. Like this will be we will be going through the many of the dosha. But what happens is the result, or see, you might facing the issues, but it may be for a different reason, right? So we have to know the actual, the reason behind why I am facing this issue. Okay, then only you can get a actual or a correct medication or a correct treatment, and you can get a desired result. Okay, see, one thing I will be giving an example here. I have made a three example. One is for the kuja dosha, and another for the kemadruma dosha, we say, and then one more is papa kartari dosha. Okay, I will be giving the example. Okay, friends, here what happens with respect to kuja dosha is, if the mass, that is planet mass, that is kuja, if it is placed in first, second, fourth, fifth, seventh, eighth, or 12th, okay, if it is any posited with any of these house, we say as it may be because of the kuja dosha. Okay, if planet, that is the kuja, if it is set, it can be any, if it occupies any one of the house, okay, that is first, second, fourth, fifth, seventh, eighth, or 12th. Okay, then what we say is it can be predicted as a kuja dosham. Okay, so that is what actually, but the impact, okay, impact may be different. Okay, if the kuja is placed in the first house, the result will be varies. If second house, then definitely 1 second the result will vary, because here with respect to the bhava, okay, the result will vary. But if the kuja, see what happens is with respect to when we think of kuja, okay, or kuja dosha, it will be taken with respect to lagna, or maybe with respect to Venus, and with respect to moon. Okay, but normally what will be considered with respect to lagna. So because of this, I have taken from the lagna. Okay, if kuja is placed in any one of the house, what we say is it can be identified as a kuja dosha. But the impact, okay, the impact will be more with respect to 7th, 8th, and 12th houses. Okay, see, here what I said is placement, right? See, what happens here, the kuja, if it is placed in any one of these kuja dosha, but it depends upon the bhava which is placed, that is the kuja, where it is placed. And one more example, friends. If kuja, think that kuja is placed in 8th house, and with kuja, think Rahu is also placed, okay, then the impact will be more. Okay, likewise, what happens, the dosha, the result, see, you can't take the medication only with respect to the result, even you should also know what is the root cause behind that. That is what happens, the remedy, that is where actually most of the time remedy or the remedy varies, and also the result also varies with respect to, because sometimes if it is if it is going to a minor, then the person only by the general medication, or the only by the through general parihara, he can get the like actual, he can get the solution. But what with respect to some, because if that is the reason behind is a different thing, then definitely generic will be not working. Okay, so I will be giving one more example. This is kemadruma yoga, or kemadruma dosha it is called. See, this is one of the dosha related to Chandra. Okay, that is the planet moon. Okay, friends, what happens if, think that I am giving an example here, moon, if a moon is placed, okay, think, okay, and from the moon, what is the, from the position of the moon, if there is empty house, okay, the next or the behind house, okay, think that, for example, I have given a, I am here Chandra is placed in the first house, that is lagna bhava is placed. Okay, here what happens is, here in the second house as well as the 10th house, no planets or no benefic planets. Okay, if there is no drushti of any of the benefic planet, or if there is a empty house, of if there is no planets in between, okay, in the second house or the 12th house, because this is the example. Okay, then it is called as the kemadruma yoga or kemadruma dosha. Okay, because here there will be no planets between the moon. Okay, there is no like in the in the second house as well as in the 12th house. Then you will be facing the, because think that you are fully isolated and you are in the such a situation, you are fully you are fully isolated and no friends, nothing. Okay, if that situation, how you will be handling, right? You will be having a mental issues, you will be fully stressed. Okay, that is of the one of the case. Okay, Koimadruma yoga. And I will give you one more example. Papa Kartari. So Papa Kartari dosha means it is also one of the dosha. Here, when a benefic planet is posited, okay, or if it is emmed between, between the two malefic planets, so it is called as a Papa Kartari dosha. For example, see here, it is a benefic planet. That is, moon is called as Saumya Graha. It is a mild planet, right? Okay, think that here it is placed Rahu. Okay, here Rahu and here is Shani, for example. Okay, Shani or Saturn. Here what happens is, in this example, the planet, okay, the Chandra, moon is hemmed between or sandwiched between the two planets, that is the Shani and versus Rahu. So these are the malefic planets. Okay, here what I have done is, for Papa Kardari, I have taken the moon. Okay, when a benefic planet, here the benefic planet is moon, when it is posited in between the two malefic planets, that is the Shani and the Rahu. Okay, for example, I have taken for the sake of example. What happens? Then it will be fully stressed, right? Okay, then also here the condition of the moon is different, and when there is no planet, okay, in front or behind of the the graha, that is the moon, then also it will be placing a, because then also the moon will be having a dosha and the person will be suffering. Okay, but here the suffering will be different, or the dosha, or maybe the result is different. And when the moon is placed in between the two planets, that is the two malefic planets, then the once again this what the result will be different. Likewise, what happens is, the whatever the maybe the dosha, if you want to take the parihara, take a it's better if you go with a remedy while having a specific. Okay, you have to go as per your, that is, horoscope, because what happens, if you go with a generic, you may not get the desired result. Okay, so while with this example, I hope I have provided many much information related to the dosha and the reasons why this dosha will and how this dosha will be occurring. That is, one is because of the position, that is the planetary position, or maybe the aspects with respect to the planets and the conjunction, that is what the yuti, what we call. Okay, so this might be the reason behind the dosha, how the dosha will be forming. And with respect to the parihara, we can go with a generic as well as specific. What happens with respect to a generic is, there is, you'll be not going through or with as per your jataka or what you horoscope, or not going through with your birth chart, then it is called a generic. Okay, so generic, definitely what happens is, yes, it works, but if it is a mild issue, definitely you can take the benefit. But what happens with respect to specific is, if the problem continues, definitely you have to go with the specific, that is asking what root cause analysis, what is the reason behind the problem which is causing a miserable condition for the person. Okay, so this is about the dosha and the remedy. Friends, I hope that I have provided much information pertain to dosha as well as a remedy. And in my Astro channel, that is Sri Guru Datta Tattva, you can find many informations related to astrology and some of the religious contents. Okay, so that is and also the informations related to many of the astrological so the pertinent the informations that I will be uploading this. So with this informations, I will be concluding my the discussion topic. So if you interested with any of the having the consultation, definitely you can contact me. So by this, I will be concluding my the topic, the discussion topic. Okay, Sarve Jano Sukhino Bhavantu. Okay, with this, definitely I will be ending with the discussion topic. Thank you very much.